Financial services, healthcare, energy, all are on the table for the last 2 years of the Obama administration in a new Congress that will start in 2015. Tax reform is going to be a big issue as well, and that's across sectors. Everyone from manufacturing to small business to mid-market companies and even individual rates all are going to be on the table in 2015 if tax reform comes to the fore. So the reality on sector plays is that everything is going to be in the marketplace of ideas when we catch a new Congress in 2015. Well, for the latter half of this year, the primary focus is going to be on whether we can reinstitute TRIA, the Terrorism Risk Insurance Act. That's been on the table for a few months now, and there's still some opposition on the Hill among some leading Republicans to reinstituting and extending that program. Otherwise, it's going to be an intense focus on oversight, particularly in rulemaking around Dodd-Frank. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has been very active, charting new case law, charting new enforcement theories, charting new regulatory paths for the first time since its inception in Dodd-Frank. And so the Hill has taken a very active view of how to take on the agency, how to chart the agency's perspective on certain issues. Housing reform, particularly with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the government-sponsored enterprises that were so famously at the center of the financial crisis in 2008, are again back on the table as well. The Senate Banking Committee may clear legislation yet this year reforming the GSEs. The House less likely to do so, but certainly that's going to be on the agenda both for the balance of this year and ahead in 2015 and 2016. In 2014, it's going to be a mixed bag. There's liable to be a small tax bill towards the end of the year to deal with extending tax provisions, but in the current political climate, even that is a little bit uncertain. The current chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, Dave Camp, released a discussion draft of tax reform legislation, although with his retirement, the future for broad spectrum tax overhaul in 2014 is very, very low. We expect 2014 and probably early 2015 to be a staging area for significant tax reform discussions. And that would be everything from a reduction of the overall corporate tax rate, potentially the elimination of some long-standing deductions on both the corporate and individual side, and efforts to try to make America a more competitive environment for business investment. And also try to look at a longer-term tax reform proposal that gives us something more than just the average of 7 or 8 months of extenders, followed by an effort to reinstitute or repeal those extenders. Hopefully we can see long-term tax reform in 2015 and 2016, but again, all of the key issues are going to be on the table for business rates, business deductions, individual taxpayers, significant discussion around those issues. Well, as the president likes to say, the Affordable Care Act is the law of the land, but that doesn't mean it's not without some changes. The Republican Congress has oft tried to repeal or replace aspects of the ACA, and we don't expect that effort's going to halt anytime soon. With that said, even the administration has had to make adjustments to its implementation schedule, whether it's delaying the effective date of certain key provisions or simply making adjustments as need be to try to ensure that the program itself is operating in a way that increases access to care. So for 2014, the focus is going to remain on enrollment. And those numbers and how they either go up or continue to go up is definitely going to be an issue both in the ballot box and also will set the stage for any potential reforms in 2015. Whether we see Republicans try to again bring forth a replacement legislation in 2015 is still an open question, but certainly oversight, a focus on enrollment, a focus on whether to continue to extend some of the effective dates of provisions related to the ACA are going to be on the agenda. Right now, even the leaders pundits have Democrats likely to lose their Senate majority for the first time in several election cycles. And that means that in the next couple of months ahead, the landscape's going to change fairly dramatically as Democrats try to discount that perception and hold on to their Senate lead. The House is not likely to go anywhere. Most predictors would say that it's going to be a plus or minus 5-seat gain for Republicans in the House, which doesn't adjust the majorities. And there's an open question, regardless of the outcome, of how that looks for legislating in the last 2 years of the Obama administration. So looking ahead toward November, which is now only a few short months away, we're going to see a massive ramp up in spending, considerable amount of time on the airwaves, and Republicans trying to recapture more than the 6 seats they need to regain the majority. Democrats trying to make inroads in a couple of key markets, in particular in the South, against the sitting senators from those 2 states that are in play.